Hey, Nick.
Hey, buddy.
How's it going?
It is going. How's you?
I'm actually pretty good. I was just reading some research before we hopped on here on a Monday night, pulling the curtain back a little bit. And the Department of Transportation did a survey of the 50 states, and I found out something curious. Do you know which state has the most streets in the United States?
I believe you're going to tell me which state has the most streets in the United States.
It's Rhode Island.
That's actually so bad that yeah, I don't even know where to go with any of this.
We don't have it yet.
Hey everybody, happy Halloween. It's We Don't Have It Yet, and I got a new microphone. I'm Nick, or at least I used to be. And that over there is Wyatt. Hi Wyatt.
Hi, Nick. You sound different.
I don't know what it could be.
You got a frog in your throat?
It's Halloween. I died.
Spooky season?
Yeah.
You sound like one of those people that would be blacked out and talking about, how they were involved in a bank robbery and they're given a interview anonymously.
I don't know who that man was, but I didn't like him. Not one bit. Didn't trust him.
Now you sound like an old Southern gentleman.
I do declare.
What's going on, buddy?
Oh man, I bought a mic and a mixing board, and it has fun buttons. So I'm promising I've gotten it out of my system, and I'm not going to just fool with them for the rest of the time. I've been pretty good about not using sound effects too much, so hopefully I can.
No.
Oh, sorry, I did that. All right, I can settle down now.
We are turning into morning radio. Good morning.
Weather, traffic, weather, top of the hour, high, 10 from the hour.
Traffic on the sevens.
What's going on? Another week, and we're back here, and Wyatt's coming to see me next week.
I know, it's come up pretty fast. So next Tuesday, I'm coming out to Chicago, and I have, and it seems like you have, started putting together an itinerary of foods that will be consumed in the 2 days before we head down to Florida for a really rad weekend.
Yeah, man. Oh, God. So this is our Halloween episode / pre-Wyatt getting here episode / pre... Well, I guess we'll have one more recorded before you get here, and really rad weekend, right? So
that's the plan.
Yeah, a little extra peek behind the curtain. But then we're going to just bang out recordings and have tons of stuff for all of you guys to listen to, or for us to just be lazy for a really long time afterwards.
You probably won't hear us recording another episode for 2025.
Yeah. I mean, news cycles are so light and nothing really ever happens worthy of note lately. So I feel like we can get away with it that people won't even notice. It's fine.
Yeah, I can't think of anything.
Shit's still on fire. It's fine. Just make some vague references, and people will be like, "Yeah, it is. Yeah,
it is."
They obviously recorded this recently.
What have you been up to?
Is your video on? I'm looking at you in the dark, but I feel like I can see part of your mic stand, or you just have a towel over top of your webcam.
No, my video's probably on, but I never added my Logitech. Because I have to open up the Logitech app to...
Oh, nuts to that noise. No, I'd rather just listen to you and see you in the dark. That's perfectly fine. What have I been up to? I don't know. What have we been up to? Oh, we're generating power. Operation Solar is full steam ahead.
Oh, yeah.
Batteries in the basement, and a new panel is in. And hey, there he is. Now I can see you. Sweet. See, now I like seeing you. But yeah, so I really kind of jerry-rigged it. Just ordered like a 100-foot extension cable from Amazon. and ran it around the property because solar panels are on one side of the house and the entrance conduit into the basement where the batteries and the panel is completely on the other side of the house. So you might be helping me, I don't know, run some cabling over top of the roof while you're here. Just wear good shoes. You want to pack good shoes for your 2 days in Chicago. And
Just buy me a couple hot dogs and you can
that's
put me
it.
to work.
Oh, I'll throw in a beef. God. No, so that's working. Just have to actually finalize that up and actually do it properly at some point. But for now, we are generating power from the sun. It's very exciting. So technically, this podcast is powered by battery solar right now.
Wow, a couple of years ago, we might have actually been able to get some subsidies for doing that.
This is true. Look at
We're a green
I'm still
podcast.
getting, dude. I'm still getting 30% on the every buck spent back. Hopefully, so I think I did everything right.
Well, you'll find out.
You're right.
If they want to find a way out, they'll find a way out.
Come April. Speaking of Halloween, you just went to like a Halloween neighborhood thingy over the weekend. Is that right?
Yeah. So a house in the neighborhood is a very loose term as it's just a bunch of houses scattered throughout backwoods New Hampshire. But yeah, one of the neighbors, which I guess for me is 2 miles down the road, neighbor for you is look out your window. But
right. Well, like you could see the house if it were on fire. That's a fair assessment of your version of neighbor versus like
yeah.
I could yell like, "Hey Wyatt," out the window, and you could lend me toilet paper, kind of thing.
Yeah. But yeah, so neighbor down the street had a Halloween party, and we were invited, and to meet someone in the area, we decided to go, and it was a very nice house. I felt very out of place. I don't feel at home in a house that has wings, not, flap wings, but, oh yeah, this is over in the, north wing of the house. And I go, huh? But it was fun. There was a lot of good food. There was, chili, there was mac and cheese, a whole bunch of different desserts. I actually got out of making desserts and Caitlin made brownies, which were delicious. And it felt pretty nice to be the one getting to enjoy desserts and not being the one making them for once.
Yeah, or having to listen about the way you should think about making them next time. Or have you thought about making this type of cookie, maybe?
Yeah, and nobody...
Did you ever get comments like that would drive you insane?
Oh, all the time. Have you ever thought about making a cookie like this? You should make a cookie like this. You should do this. And it's like, yeah, okay, maybe I will.
Maybe you should open a business.
But yeah, thankfully, and since I didn't know anybody at this Halloween party, nobody knew. And for listeners that don't know, which I'm sure there's none that don't already know, I used to run a bakery for almost 5 years, and I recently quit doing that back in May, which is the whole reason why this is happening right now, because I now have about an extra 40 hours a week on my hands. And
I don't think I take up that much of your time, do I?
No, this is, everyone can tell that this podcast takes, about 40 hours of prep work for us to put in every week.
Yeah, 35, 40 hours of prep for the 1 hour record is, that's right. Yeah.
We're probably the most professional podcast that you could listen to.
Without question whatsoever.
But yeah, it was nice. Nobody at the party knew that I was a baker, so no one asked me to make things or asked me what I make or any of that stuff. So I kind of just got to enjoy food, and it was kind of funny. Caitlin, we wandered into their mudroom, I guess you would call it, which I think I'd said that term to someone recently, and they were like, I don't know what that is. But it's like a small room in a house where you kick off your boots when they're muddy.
Yeah, I live in the Midwest. We have a mudroom.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was. It was kind of weird that they hadn't heard of it. But
no, it's like the room.
Maybe not that weird.
In this house that's, and I think a lot of places around here, it's connected, like kind of the connection from the house and the garage, if you will. And it's where our washer and dryer are. And it's, where you kick off your muddy boots.
Yeah, that's exactly what this was. It was the little room that connected the garage and the rest of the house. And Caitlin and I had wandered out into that room, and she saw a door, and she was like, I wonder what this room is. And we opened the door, and it was almost like a scene out of Airplane or just one of those random just movies that have just these cutaways. She opens the door and there's just 7 or 8 people sitting in a circle in this garage just
Oh,
playing
boy.
bluegrass music. And she
Oh,
watches them for
that
like
could have gone in several different ways, but
no. So we looked at it for about 10 seconds. We're like, that's cool. And we just closed the door. Like, I was not expecting to open up a garage and just see a whole gaggle of people playing bluegrass. But apparently, a lot of the people at this holiday party are really into bluegrass because there were 3 different sessions of musicians just playing bluegrass together. It was like every room you walked into, it was just a group of people that were having a nice
Okay.
little jam. It was not. I mean, bluegrass isn't my music of choice, but it was entertaining. Seeing any kind of live music
It's
and
fine
people that are
enough,
actually
and-
good at it.
yeah, I was gonna say it takes quite a bit of talent to play bluegrass, I think.
And especially all these people that weren't necessarily in a band together or anything. It was just friends and stuff that had instruments. And I'm sure they, you follow a pattern with most jams and stuff, but just to see
I don't know
them
how
go.
I don't know how deep the catalog really even goes with bluegrass. I'm sure you have some go-to tunes that you can jam on, I'm sure.
But it was good. I'm not really the biggest Halloween or really just party type person, especially at my old age. The party, I think we showed up at like 7 o'clock, and I was like, oh man, I feel like I'm ready to get ready for bed. But that's just because
I should have my comfy
old.
pants on by now.
Yeah, I gotta have my cookie pants on and sit in front of my big TV and watch my moving stories, my talking pictures.
Oh, sorry, we're recording at night, so I'm a little gigglier than normal.
Hey, I enjoy that. Do you do anything exciting over the weekend?
I don't know. I mean, just kept watching movies, I think. We did that. Kept working on this house electric stuff, so that needed doing. Finalizing a bunch of yard landscaping crap for the winter before that comes. In a moment of weakness, I went and bought Battlefield 6 while I was out getting kibble from Walmart.
Why? Why
I'm
did you
weak.
buy that?
Because I'm weak and stupid.
I'm gonna just
because
take a
it's-
shot. It's not
yeah.
that good, is it? I mean, it's Battlefield.
It is so fucking Battlefield that it's Battlefield. Yeah, I mean, I have no shame in saying, like, yeah, I have the guilty pleasure for Battlefield kind of thing. It's a fun hop in. I played BF2, going back to the original BF2, before Bad Company and all that, and played that online for years with a group of friends. And then after 3, everybody just kind of faded, probably just because of the phase in life we were in or what have you. But
Yep.
Then for whatever reason, everyone decided in that old crew, I'm still on an email chain called BF3, that this was the one that was going to be the one that everybody got back into. And I was kind of being the cheap old bastard that was like, we have a perfectly nice BF 2042 that's actually kind of pretty good now, several years removed from a disastrous launch. Maybe we should just play that for $5 instead of all throwing down 70 for this new one that is probably going to be a disaster at launch. But, you can't tell people shit, and hype is hype, and marketing's marketing, so here I am. I've fallen for it too. And yeah, there's a handful of maps, and it's pretty damn bare bones, and it seems like every other map I can shoot through guys sometimes, which is pretty frustrating.
I'm so happy that I had a big PvP shooter. My time was like back in college, a little bit after college, and I played so much Call of Duty and Battlefield, and it worked its way out of my system over a decade ago. I really do not care for those games anymore. I still enjoy. Does Battlefield 6 have a single player campaign?
It does. I haven't touched it, and it's gotten shredded to pieces
Oh,
as to
wonderful.
like, why'd you even bother in reviews, from what I've read.
That's
And I
about
think
the
it was a
only.
bug-ridden mess.
That's not a surprise. That's about the. I mean, it's an EA game, so yeah. It's not That's about the only thing that would get me back into a first-person shooter at this point. Is I always have enjoyed campaign-based games. I
Well,
enjoy.
you play FPSs, you're just not PvP stuff. You're saying because
Yes, I don't enjoy PvP. I enjoy mostly either single-player campaign or my like PvE,
yeah,
player
sure.
versus
But I was
environment.
like, I
Like
know
you know,
you were just playing Doom Dark Ages when that came out. I know you were so.
yeah, I haven't touched that since we moved because my Xbox is still sitting in a box behind
Right
me,
behind you.
and yep. So who knows when I'm gonna play that again? But that was pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, I've tried sitting down with it a few times now, and it's Battlefield. It's exactly the same shit. It really is. Like they should be ashamed. But it's certainly pretty. I'll say that, and it plays quite well when it's functioning properly. But lessons learned, or possibly never, is what it is.
Well, I mean, we all have our moments of weakness, and if you had a bunch of buddies that bought it, that's the thing is, if it was just me, there's no way I'm dropping $70 on
Yeah.
Battlefield 6. Like I don't care to play with random people anymore. I've also aged out of voice chat with people I don't know.
Oh, I've been on that for well over a decade.
Yeah.
I only do voice chat with buds, like private voice, groups. Then we all jump into the game, kind of thing, and that's great because that's more just about the hang. And I think
Yeah,
that's
that's just shooting
probably
the shit.
and that's probably what I'm jonesing for more than anything, especially being, you know, f- geographically removed from all those folks because these are all, friends from back in Maryland from back in the day.
I'll give you a slight pass on that. I mean, you should probably just convince them to go play some Turbo Golf Racing instead of Battlefield. But hey,
I wholeheartedly agree. And speaking of, I think I said this earlier. We should play that again soon because speaking of a good hang, that was just that's I can turn my brain off on that one completely. Still have a great time. Still have like some really fun moments, and but still also just bullshit with you guys while doing it.
yeah. So for anyone that doesn't know what Turbo Golf Racing is, I would say it's a mixture between Rocket League and golf.
Yeah, that's all. It's I mean, race to the hole.
There's two modes. There's the race to the hole mode where I believe it's you versus 7 other people to navigate the course, and then there's an actual golf mode.
The golf mode was not worth a damn. That takes all the fun out of it. What's the point of having a rocket car if you have to stop between shots? It was the dumbest shit ever. We like landed on that mode accidentally. I was like, oh, this is the opposite of fun. No, correct me if I'm wrong. That's the mode we played was everybody just has a ball and races towards the hole, right?
Yep, and you can pick up different power-ups and
there's warps and ramps and launchers and that was fun as hell.
it was fun. I'm pretty sure that game I think was under $10. I think when we played it, it might have still been on Game Pass. I know we picked it up on PC.
It was on Game Pass, and I think it left, and we're like, oh, we have to get this, and I want to say it was $2.
Yeah, it was super cheap, and for what it is, it seems like it's a game that could have been free to play. I just kind of jumped back from my microphone because I happened to look down and there was a stink bug right in my face, so that was kind of
nice.
I saw that. A little disturbing. I'm a little off my game right now. That was weird. I don't even know what the I don't even know what the hell I was saying. Something about Turbo Golf Racing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
You said it's polished. It is a polished product. I mean,
yeah, it was a game. It's polished. It seems like a game that probably should have been free to play. It still has cosmetics. It has a premium currency you can buy to upgrade or not upgrade, but to change the way your vehicle looks or sounds or your contrails or whatever that are behind you.
Microtransactions, did it?
It did. It 100% did.
Oh, okay. Oh, I thought they were just unlocks.
There are unlocks, but then there's like the premium unlocks that you can only get with the currency, which I think you can unlock either through playing at a very microscopic pace, or you could pay $20 and get 1,500 fun bucks. And
well, I mean, as long as it's just cosmetic, I don't really care because I felt like we unlocked stuff at a pretty decent clip when we've played that game, and I've never.
I see no need to spend any more money on it.
No, I have sparkles that come out of my turbo booster and an ice cream hat on my car. I don't need more than that.
What more could anybody want?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Other than that, I say finally, I mean, I've been here for a month. I finally got my library card for the library that is here in town, which was a very exciting event for me.
But you're in the area of a library that you could not be a member of previously. Is that right?
Correct. So what I'm gathering based on this conversation I've had with multiple people about this is that maybe other states or other parts of the country, it seems like there's a lot more reciprocity between libraries than we seem to have here in New Hampshire. Uh, my previous library in my tiny town, it wasn't part of any kind of consortium or anything. I had access to my single floor library that had like 300 books. There's still part of, you can still reach out to, I believe, the New Hampshire Interlibrary Loan System, but I think there were more restrictions on it than some other places we have. Like my library now is part of a consortium with 13 different libraries in the area, and I now live within a 30-minute radius of two of the largest cities, two of the like four, two of the largest cities in New Hampshire that actually have, multiple libraries within those cities. So now I have access to like a lot of
That
stuff.
system.
Yeah, and it's really kind of nice. My home library is cool. I think all libraries are cool, and I think if people don't know that about us yet, is that we are both pretty big stands for libraries and librarians and all of that stuff. But the people were very nice. They were very, very easy to get my library card, and I did a little perusal and decided I needed to, take advantage of this library card. So I took out a book, I took out a video game, and I took out a movie because, why not span all
What'd
the
you get?
mediums? I got the movie Licorice Pizza, which
I
to
still
Paul
haven't
Thomas
watched that.
Anderson.
Yeah,
I haven't
I still
either.
haven't watched that.
It's still sitting here. I have 3 weeks to watch it, which is great.
Okay.
I planned on watching it this weekend and just didn't get to it. But I've got Licorice Pizza. I picked up Star Wars Outlaws for PS5, which I have spent more time installing on my PS5 than I have actually playing it.
That's that Ubisoft title, baby. Yeah.
Yep. I want to like it. I think I've put probably about 30. I don't even think I've made it out of like the tutorial phases of it yet. I think I'm just getting out of the tutorial. So I want to give it a good try because I did used to enjoy Ubisoft games. I enjoyed the first few Assassin's Creeds. I really liked Watch Dogs 2. I really liked Watch Dogs Legion. So I want to give it a shot.
I just think that they're
No, it's
not
very
great.
formulaic.
Yeah. They don't seem to have a lot of faith in their own products either. I'll say that.
No, it never. Hot tip from we don't have it yet.
Never
buy
price.
an Ubisoft game full price. It will go
Just
on sale 50% or more within a month.
Yeah. If that, I mean, good lord, it doesn't even.
I mean, what is it? Mario and Rabbids, those Nintendo Switch games are constantly like $9.99. And they're good games. They are good games.
No,
if
what
you
was
enjoy,
the,
XCOM style.
What was the Breath of the Wild ripoff that was?
Was it
Immortals? Phoenix Rising.
Phoenix. Yeah, Phoenix. Yeah,
that was fantastic. I mean, it was like a just shameless ripoff of Breath of the Wild, but I don't know. Breath of the Wild was a hell of a lot of fun, so I was fine with it. And the puzzles were actually like a little better in that one. They had some decent ones in there, and yeah, that was a good game. I like Ubisoft.
They do. They make good games, but like you said, they just seem to not have any faith in their product.
Yeah, no, they're notorious for overpacking them with bullshit content. Like, go fetch this, go fetch that, go fetch this, I think the Assassin's Creed games of late have been criticized heavily for being, 30 hours longer than they have any need to be, kind of thing.
But yeah, I'm hoping to put a little more time into that. And then I surprisingly, which it's wild that I am 37, almost 38 years old. I've lived in New England for 90% of my life, and I have never read a Stephen King book in my life. So
shame on you.
I know. So I decided to change that, and I picked up The Girl Who Loved Tom Gordon, which I believe Stephen King wrote that under his pseudonym, his nom de plume of Richard Bachman. I could be wrong about that, but I think a lot of the books he does that aren't straight horror, he wrote under Richard Bachman. But it was a great book. It was fairly short. I think it was like 220 pages or so. I woke up early Saturday morning. I was the only one up in the house, and I was like, you know what? It's kind of nice out. I'm gonna lay here on the couch in front of our big bay windows, and I'm like, I'm just gonna poke away at this book.
Oh, that's
And
awesome.
yeah,
I'm jealous.
about 4 hours later, the book was done. I was like, damn, that was fast.
I don't think that I would, even if I had no children, I don't know if I would sit down and cover to cover a book. So good on you for that. But
That is the first time I have done that, and I do not know how long. I don't, and it's also the first time I've really, in a while, sat down and just let myself get absorbed into a book,
yeah, good for you. Yeah,
which makes me
the
feel
power
terrible.
of
that it's been-
libraries. Look at
yeah,
that.
Reading Rainbow, which I don't have a whole lot to say about it because I haven't done too much research, but Reading Rainbow I see is
coming
coming
back,
back.
baby.
Yeah, with a new host. I cannot remember his name right now off the top of my head.
They have to have like LeVar Burton pass the torch down in some grand ceremonial episode.
I feel like I must be misremembering something, but I could have sworn that Reading Rainbow was rebooted like 5 or 6 years ago, but maybe LeVar Burton just randomly did some like press stuff for it.
Some sort of vague recollection of something where they may have won an Emmy for a comeback, something, or maybe there was a reboot over COVID of something.
I thought there was something, but yeah,
You're testing me though. I can't comment.
If I thought we were going to be talking about this, I probably would have actually done a little bit of research and had something to bring to it. But this was just kind of a stream of consciousness thing. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. I love the library. I love Reading Rainbow was huge growing up, so that's going to be, I think, great for younger kids and older.
Well, you get
people.
access to cool library sales now, where you can.
I do,
beef
and
up your Blu-ray selections or records or any other books and fun stuff. And
I really shouldn't.
All right,
really
you're trying to not accumulate more garbage.
The whole point of us starting this podcast was to go through the stuff we have. And
oh, right.
As you've added about 100 things since we've started this podcast.
What am I supposed to do? Not buy $2 movies? Come on. Not buy $2 games?
I mean,
nobody wants Xbox titles, Wyatt. I want Xbox titles.
Buddy, you're telling me. I mean, I went on a huge run before I had moved of picking up Xbox One game lots off eBay for like $1.50 a game, and not like sports titles, like decent games. So
no one seems to give a damn about the. I think the kids that do own the Xboxes are digital all the way these days, and nobody seems to care about the physical releases at all. And every time I go to the library sale, there's always Xbox stuff available left for me, and I don't have to show up early. So I'm quite happy to add to the backlog in that sense.
I know
PS4
this is
stuff a lot too.
Well, yeah, everyone PS4, Xbox stuff is starting to just be phased out. I mean, it's still games are still being made for both the systems, but yeah, no one seems to want to have them on the shelves anymore, which is good for.
I still see like people having interest in though. As the Xbox One stuff just gets like pushed aside as just unwanted, it seems.
Well, usually we save this for the end of the episode, but I feel like since we've already started talking about this, I think this could segue pretty nicely into another topic. Talking about, Xbox, PS4, no one really wanting anything to do with Xbox anymore. The console wars. I believe we both grew up. Maybe I was a little more in it than you. Actually, you probably would have been a little bit more because you're a little bit older than I am. So you were probably there right for like the Nintendo, Sega, late 80s wars.
I was in the meat of it, baby.
Yeah, I was a little bit younger than that, so mine was like Super Nintendo or like N64 and PlayStation. That was more the console war that I remember as a kid.
Yeah, 95, I was already in high school.
But either way, we both just mentioned two generations. You probably NES and, Master System. Or Super Nintendo and Sega Genesis, me with N64 and Sony, so late 80s, early 90s, mid to late 90s. I don't know.
Sega
Did you?
has what Nintendo don't, baby.
Yeah, there you go. Did you see the tweet that GameStop put out? I believe this morning. This morning being Monday, regarding the
Uh,
console wars.
yeah, I mean, I glazed over it. I saw some sort of nonsense because what Halo's going to be on PS5? Is that what it is?
Yeah, so Microsoft has almost fully given up on having a console at this point. They
I
had
don't think
marketing, I think, earlier this year that basically everything is an Xbox. They just want Xbox to be a platform. They
it's
don't
a
really
service.
care.
Yeah, they want to be
Yes,
Netflix. Yeah.
yes, exactly. And so the big holdout, quote unquote, for Xbox has essentially been Halo. Halo was the game that launched the Xbox back in 2001, I want to say.
Yep.
It was Xbox exclusive. There's been 5, 6, 7 Halo games at this point, if you're including Reach and ODST, and then Halo 1 through 5. There might be another one in there. But
I was in the
Xbox
freshman dorms 01, and
LAN
yeah,
parties.
dude, there's like a couple guys on the floor had Xboxes, and I don't know about LAN parties, but definitely four around a screen. I don't remember if there was Xbox Live then. I don't think there was yet, or maybe there was, but we didn't have it. I don't recall.
Xbox Live, I think, was
That was Halo
maybe
2.
2003. I want to say Xbox
Yeah,
Live came out, maybe
yeah.
2002.
I just remember GoldenEyeing it around small dorm
Yeah,
televisions on top of mini fridges.
yeah, and those are some of my fondest memories are playing games like that. But so Xbox has decided that they're going to be remaking the original Halo again, and it's going to be on PlayStation now. So GameStop made a tweet, which is basically a press release saying that I'm not going to read the whole thing, despite the fact it's not very long. I don't care that much, but the headline is GameStop declares the console wars are over, stating that the conflict, being the console wars, originated in the early 2000s with the release of Halo Combat Evolved as an Xbox exclusive title. The console wars started at least 20 years before that. I mean, Atari, Intellivision, Nintendo, Sega,
Oh, it's Nintendo.
Nintendo.
It's Nintendo Sega. I have the book
Yes,
sitting over there. I'm staring at it
Nintendo
right now.
versus Sega is the original, basically,
There's
console war.
700 pages sitting on my shelf right there about that console war.
So GameStop, tongue in cheek, and I'm sure it's got plenty of traction. It's got 97,000 likes, 11,000 reposts, and 4,000 comments. But
Who gives a shit?
yeah, they're saying that this is the end of the console wars, and Halo coming to PlayStation is the end of the console war. The console wars, I think, have been over for almost a while at this point. Yeah, you still have your tribes and stuff, but I mean, there's no real difference. Like, this isn't
Is there still like tribalism in consoles? Are people just like fervent for like, I'm an Xbox guy? Fuck all these PlayStation people. I don't mess with that stuff. Like, I guess
as someone that runs or that has created a video games feed on Blue Sky that has thousands of people that use it, I'm sad to say that yes, the tribalism is still. Yeah, that's the way to be.
Why am I
Because
asking? Because I know it's going to be the answer I don't want to hear. Yeah, of course. I mean,
and then
I'm a sucker that just ends up buying everything over the course of time. I know everybody can't do that. I totally appreciate that, but just because it's different isn't necessarily bad. I don't know. I would say like every generation I probably flip-flop pretty much. 360, I'm giving the nod there. PS4 was by far the better over the Xbox One. Going into this generation, I probably told you I would have gotten more out of PS5, but then I ended up picking up an Xbox, and Game Pass came along, and I've gotten a hell of a lot more use out of it, honestly, versus my PS5, where Sony just keeps making anti-consumer decision after anti-consumer decision, and as whatever the latest price rise for PS Plus was, I decided that was the end of that. and never bothered re-upping that. I'm sure as hell not going to play $80 to play a game online if I can play it anywhere else.
Yep. And then Xbox came out of the gates a month or so ago, raising the price of
Oh yeah, I mean
Game Pass.
that's what we were joking about. Is like all these services are great while they're still subsidized by outside investing and
Yeah.
or them wanting to roll it out and get people on board and build up a user base. That's when it's great, you know. So thank God I'm stocked up on Game Pass well into 2027. After that, it'll probably be so expensive that I will have no interest whatsoever. But when I got it down to working the deals for $7 a month or whatever it worked out to be that you could game the system on,
Yep.
hell yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, it's very clear at this point that, at least in my life, that I don't have the time to dedicate to video games that I did in my teenage years or my early 20s. And Game Pass was great, and, you know, being able to just pick something up and drop off it and not have
Yeah.
to worry about, you know, I don't want to say there was no, you know, money sunk into it, because obviously there's the cost of the membership, but it was, as you said, so the entry was so low that, you know, I got my money's worth. And
Yeah,
once
if
I think
play a
mine
couple
runs
titles
out,
a year out of it
Yeah.
at this point for the
you
price
play
I paid,
two
I'm
full price
happy.
titles,
Yeah,
and you
more than
basically
happy.
the cost, it was worth it. I think my membership is up through the end of 2026, and I very highly doubt I'm going to re-up it at that point. It's just I play, I think, more on my PC at this point, and there's no, you know, cost of membership to do anything there.
think it's going to become a real ask pretty soon as everything's just blending into, you know, PCs, really, that you
Yeah.
should have to pay a service fee to play games online. That's just basic functionality, and it's ludicrous. And they know they've been getting away with it forever. It's like cell phone minutes, for Christ's sakes, at this point. Like, it's just silliness.
Yeah, I don't know where it's going to end. But going back to what I was saying about GameStop, this isn't GameStop is a terrible company. I don't think anyone should give them any money for anything. They've made stupid moves after stupid moves, going all in on Funko Pops and all of the stupid little tchotchkes, you know, going in on that.
Well, just because they were part of a fun short squeeze that gave retail investors a way to make money during COVID doesn't mean that the company isn't an abject piece of shit run by completely horrible people, especially now.
Yes.
So yeah, fuck GameStop. I don't give a shit
There's
about
no
GameStop.
reason that they should be in business. That there really isn't. All the stuff that they've done.
That's why I mean the market was correct when they were shorting the
Yeah.
hell out of the stock, because it's a garbage company.
Yeah. And the only reason they stayed around was because of Roaring Kitty and, you know, all these
Yeah.
people that were able to squeeze it out and, you know, pump it up to, you know, $400 a share.
And good for them. Like, I was more than happy to see retail be able to game the system, but that doesn't mean that GameStop themselves are a good. They just happened to be that stock at that time. It had absolutely nothing to do with the company.
GameStop is a cancer in the used game market. In the video game market, they are a cancer. I'm comfortable in saying
I
that.
mean, I'm glad to not be collecting the old stuff anymore, man. When they like announced that they were getting into it, it's like, oh, that's just gonna pollute the well to no end.
There were so many stories of people, I don't know why, buying high-priced retro game items from GameStop
and getting burned.
and getting repros.
I mean, I have morals, unfortunately. Otherwise, I mean, I was just like, what would stop you from just going on AliExpress and picking up a bunch of Earthbounds and Chrono Triggers and going to every GameStop in town? Nothing.
Absolutely nothing. And I'm
Nothing.
sure there are more than a handful of people that did that, and there's a reason why GameStop is no longer the retro gaming market.
Yeah, think about how many like Pokemon Red and Blues that they got during that time. It had to be insane. And they can't ask the people behind the counter there to be able to verify that shit. They can't.
No. You're asking minimum wage employees to, you know, to have the training, give them the training to figure this stuff out.
Do their due diligence on this piece of, you know, like, come on, stop.
Basically, what I'm saying is, if you're going to buy used video games, go visit people like our friends Joe and Sam over at Rad Junk.
Yes,
go visit my friends over in Goffstown here at Level Up Gaming. Go visit
your local mom and pop all day long.
Yeah. They'll give you better prices for your stuff. You're supporting a local business. I mean, I will say that for almost anything. Support local, especially right now, however you can. But long story short, GameStop's my chump of the week. They will probably be my chump of forever. I just really don't like this company.
And you are my chump of the week.
Chump.
Thanks, Mort Krim. Which
But-
puts us 40 minutes in and talking about games. That's probably a good segue to get into Backlog Buster Brothers.
Or before we hop into that, for the
More?
first time in 3 weeks, we have both watched this week's episode of The Chair Company.
Oh yeah, both all caught up. Yeah, so 3 in now, right? Yeah.
Yes, this week was the third episode.
So I watched it last night. Well, you just watched it right before this, right?
Yeah, I just watched it about a half an hour before we recorded.
All right, I'll let you lead in because I was a little. um,
So, for anyone that doesn't know, I think it's The Chair Company. Maybe it's just Chair Company. Either way, it's an HBO series starring Tim Robinson, who Detroiters, we don't have it yet, Friendship, one season of Saturday Night Live. He might not even have made it the full season on Saturday Night Live. I do not remember.
you said we don't have it yet there instead of.
Did I?
I think you should leave. Yeah, which is great, and I'm very happy that. So
well,
we are part of the
Tim Robinson universe. Yeah.
Ecosphere. Yeah.
Basically, if we can get Tim Robinson to even appear on our show for 90 seconds, I think that'll have to be our final episode. And we can...
Dude, I'd be happy if he liked a tweet at some point or something.
So, anyways, I meant to say, I think you should leave. The funny thing is, the reason why I have those two in my head is because in my head, I only refer to "we don't have it yet" as WDHIY when I'm typing it out, and I only refer to "I think you should leave" as ITYSL. So I had the abbreviations in my head, which are nowhere near each other. But anyway, yes. So Tim Robinson stars as he works at like a development company that creates malls, I suppose.
Yeah,
and
that's what they are. They're
he's the
developers.
project manager, I think, for a big mall that's going up in Akron, Ohio.
If I may, they're the type of company that would build the shops at the creeks.
Yes,
you could find such stores as Dan Flash's.
They had Flashes, yes, where the
patterns are
fancier
complicated and the prices are going up.
Think of 20 guys that look like me fighting over the same shirt. Yes, so he stars as a project manager for this development firm that creates malls. He gives a big speech. This is the beginning of the show. He gives a big speech. He goes to sit down. His chair breaks, and he falls down this rabbit hole of this must be some big conspiracy of, someone's out to get him. And he
it doesn't even, it's because he just attempts to get in touch with the chair company.
Yes.
And because the chair company is a subsidiary of a subsidiary, but they have this company in India that handles their call center stuff. And then this company over here that handles their stuff over here. And he gets really mad that he can't just get in touch with the people that made the chair because he wants to talk to them to let them know that somebody might get hurt by one of these things, right?
Basically, as you're saying this, in my head, I now see this show as a mixture between I Think You Should Leave and either Falling Down or Taxi Driver. Where
that's continuously what he is. Yeah, he's the everyday guy dealing with these everyday frustrations.
And he's just breaking.
Yeah, and he generally can't get out of his own way kind of thing, or is just snapping in the way that perhaps you wish you could in some ways.
Because he's not the type of guy that, he's not Bob Odenkirk in Nobody. He's not this, secret trained assassin that finally snaps and has to, make things happen. He is just this schlub
average American man that's completely insecure and has the emotional health and well-being of a middle schooler kind of thing. Emotional maturity, I should say, I guess.
Which is why I relate so well.
Yeah, I mean, he reacts to everything emotionally, kind of thing, be it with anger, extreme sadness, whatever. Just everything's a visceral emotional reaction. He internalizes everything as being about or related to him.
Yeah. Damn.
It can't.
Are you talking about me or are you talking about Tim Robinson?
Well, no, but I mean, it's kind of like I think it's supposed to be a glimpse at the mirror of
Yes.
self-obsessed we all are. I mean, it can't just be
Yes.
that the chair broke. It has to be that somebody somewhere was out to get him.
And the thing is, everyone around him, like he's internalizing this, and he's not letting anyone else in on this. He's conducting this
At all,
research. He's not telling anyone what's going on. For what reasons, I'm still not really sure, other than he's worried that he doesn't want to get his family involved, because as he's getting deeper into this, like, things are happening to him. You know, people.
I think it's just embarrassment.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah. Doesn't want to acknowledge that it happened anymore, but
I mean, he got in trouble with HR because
he's fuming inside. Oh yeah, God, that felt realistic. When the chair broke and he's laying down on the floor, he like accidentally saw partially up an older woman's skirt that works in his office, and she filed a
HR complaint on him.
Not an HR complaint, but she's like, I did let them know, just so you know, because I thought it was worth mentioning that you did see up my skirt when the chair broke. God, that felt like a modern workplace in some ways.
Yeah. So, anyways, this episode, you know, we're digging a little bit deeper. He's finding out some more stuff. He's found a guy on the inside that had attacked him, and then now they're kind of working together. Yeah.
Cash for your copper. Do you have copper just laying around? We will give you cash for your copper. Do you know a place where copper is just laying around? We will give you cash for your copper. If you should happen to find copper in someone else's walls or in a city fountain, can we give you cash for that? Well, legally, we can't say yeah, but what we can do is wink.
And I'm going to say that at some point here, Nick will have just inserted some type of audio, as I had some weird technical difficulties here on my ends, but it looks like we're back up and running, hopefully. But yeah, not to go like, you know, word for word over what happened in the episode, but Tim Robinson digs a little bit deeper into the findings of this multi-global national corporation that has, you know, all these different shell companies. And
well, it should be said the guy hits him over the head with a pipe because he says, "Stop looking into the chair company."
Yeah. So, and which this is what caused Tim Robinson to go
further down the hole, kind of thing.
I believe, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but at the end of the first episode, he got in trouble at work or whatever, and you know, because he was putting stuff off and he was looking into this company, and he had decided, he's like, okay, I'm done. I'm not looking into it. Like, whatever, it happened. I need to focus on work. And that's when he got brained by that guy.
Yeah, it's like bright skies are here again, and he's getting along with everybody at work, and he's focused and he's determined, and nothing's going to stop him. And then he gets hit in the head with a pipe in the parking lot by a guy who says, "Stop looking into the chair company." Yeah.
And I think this keeps happening. I think there's another time, maybe in the second episode, where he again decided, he's like, all right, you know what? This is enough. I'm done. And then the chair company or whomever keeps sending someone or something after him to like keep reeling him back in.
Oh, right. Because the guy's in his closet.
Yeah. Which
I won't go further into that, but God, what a fantastic scene that ended up being. Fuck, I gotta quit drinking. Fuck.
Well, why did you kick the box? Well, now we can't kick it. But yeah, I'll say I absolutely love this show. I really do think that, as you said before I'd started watching it, that you're starting to get some payoff. You're starting to find, like, he's uncovering some stuff. The story's starting to move.
Oh, that's what I said last night is,
yeah,
it is an extended, I think you should leave skit, in that it's definitely cringe type humor. It's definitely absurdist humor, like without a question. But the brilliance lies in the fact that I'm still really involved in this story now and want to see what the hell this chair company is and where this all goes. Like, so
it's a good story.
It's amazing that they can actually maintain both tones, kind of thing. Like it's comedy horror, and I'm very interested to see where it goes. Yeah, how this unravels.
Yeah, I think it's slated for 8 episodes. Usually HBO series are between 6 and 8.
This is, he's probably playing the least exaggerated version of Tim.
He's very restrained.
Yeah,
he's
this
very
is
restrained in
he's
this role.
much more normal guy compared to he's a little more off the chain, you know.
Yeah, he's there's going to be 8 episodes for the season. So we're about at the halfway point. So we're going to have, some big revelation or some big blow off in the next episode.
I mean, we may have already said this, but is it actually there could be a season 2, or is it just a one-off?
I don't know. And I don't know if I've said this on the podcast or if I've just said it in my life. I think I've said it on the podcast. Like, I really hope if it was written to be a mini series of
That it
8
stays that way?
episodes, yes,
We have said
we
that,
need
but
more.
yeah,
We need more things that.
just because it's a hit doesn't mean that you need to make more of it.
Yeah, exactly.
sure.
Because if they were going to do that, then we would have more Detroiters by now.
Yeah.
Even though that absolutely was not a hit.
Yeah,
but
well, we need more Detroiters now. It's become a hit since showing up on Netflix, and now people
absolutely.
feel the same way that we do, that it should be brought back. I mean, God, I only found it because of you. What, 3 years ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, a couple years ago, I think. But anyway, if you enjoy Tim Robinson, watch this show. You'll enjoy it. Caitlin absolutely hates Tim Robinson and his humor, so it's definitely a Wyatt show.
Yeah, it's not gonna be for everybody. His humor's not for everybody. So if
100%
if you already know that he's not for you, then it's not gonna be. But yeah, it's different. It's fun, and it's a Sunday night HBO show again. That's something.
Yeah, it's basically The Sopranos, is what I'm saying. Or The Wire. The Wire was HBO, right?
Damn right it was.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, it was The Wire. Or Oz. Basically, it's in that pantheon of...
I think yeah. I mean, as we said, it's brilliant drama to go along with the comedy. So
Sopranos, Oz, The Wire, Chair Company.
Well, let's segue from that into last week's assignments, because I want to talk about the stuff that we did.
If you want to, I'd love for you to go first, because I have a feeling that we both will have a lot to say on my... I have a lot to say about mine.
I think you're right. Yes. So going through Backlog Buster Brothers, I didn't get a chance to record a fun theme for that, but I will in the future. I promise.
Maybe we can record one live next week.
Yeah, my pop soda sausage and us finishing the website and getting it online.
Add it to the list. Hear that, Aaron? It's going to happen.
Estimated holiday 2025. There you go. That's a firm date. Yeah. So Backlog Buster Brothers, and I had a game to play from Mr. Wyatt this week, and that was Alan Wake's American Nightmare, which was sitting in my Steam library for God knows how long, probably since around when it came out, and I think I got it as a pack-in with a video card from God knows when. I played the first game when it first came out, loved it, and then promptly pretty much forgot about the series until the second one recently came out, and then I haven't gotten to that, obviously, and never played American Nightmare. So you told me that I should, and I did, and it was great. Yeah.
That's all you got?
Well, no, it sounded from like what you had described it at the time, that it was just going to be the horde mode.
Yeah, I totally forgot that there actually was
there's a full campaign.
Short story.
Well,
yeah,
not a full campaign. It was,
it's a short story mode.
Let's call it 5-ish hours, maybe. But it was good. It was like a decent, fun little story, and it was about a time loop before such things were massively popular again. As kind of, you do a Groundhog Day type loop, where I think it was, I don't think it was about an incident in the small town where you are, where an asteroid hits a satellite and causes devastation, and then other things are going on that are strange in the world, and again, you use your flashlight to shine it on monsters, but this one's a lot more action gun forward, whereas the flashlight was the main weapon you probably had in the first game. This one's a little more weapons. Probably almost made in a direct response to if people had any complaints that the first one was too narrative forward.
Yeah.
Would you say?
Yeah.
But the campaign was perfect. It was everything it needed to be, and right length. It was a good, digestible story. By the time it was ending, I was like, okay, yeah, I'm ready to wrap this up. Felt great about it, and then I jumped right into the arcade thing, and that sucked me in right away until I was trying to go for A and S on every single one of those levels. That gets tough. I imagine you played this when it came out on 360?
Maybe not when it came out, but it's been, I think, what came out 2012, I think. So it's probably been 10 years or so since I've touched it, which is why I completely forgot that there was even a campaign mode.
Yeah, it's gotten regular updates seemingly. It's pretty. It still looks great. And I played it on the deck, and our old friend Lossless Scaling running. Ooh, that game can look good, man. Upscaled it, got it to like 110 frames a second. It looks ultra smooth. I plugged the deck into the dock, the old deck dock, and just played it with a Xbox controller on the TV, and it was great, man. It's a good like living room couch little mini campaign, and perfect digestible length for this sort of thing too, especially just for a 1 week kind of assignment.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was going for. I figured, since the next week or so, we're going to be,
Yeah, so we're getting away and everything. Can't really be jumping into something too meaty, but when we get back from all that, I'll be ready for a, I don't know, Yakuza game that I've never played from you or something like that.
and then we'll be out of spooky season, so.
Yeah, so I mean, Alan Wake, very perfect for spooky season as well. And I know you had mentioned, I think you had said this was an intersection between Twin Peaks and the Twilight Zone.
Yeah.
And it was very, is it the Twilight Zone that has the narrator like that? Because it was very, I don't know, I want to say it was the Outer Limits or one of the other things that was very similar to the Twilight Zone. But it made me think of the Simpsons Halloween episode where it was a takeoff that where Bart has special powers and everyone has to think happy thoughts. And imagine a boy.
Yeah,
there was a lot of
Twilight
that
Zone.
in presentation. That was Twilight Zone. Okay, yeah. But God, yeah, that whole thing was wonderful, and they still did just as great of a job as they did in the first game, which was much more Twin Peaksy. Was that what you said?
The first game. Yeah, the first game was basically Twin Peaks, the video game.
But so if that was that, then this is definitely more on the Twilight Zone side of things. But really clever, and I loved how if you turn on any of the TVs in the game, it's the actor that does Alan Wake, like talking back to himself, very fourth wall breaking. They even acknowledge the player a couple times, but you're playing in the game engine while the video on the TV is actually video. And he's doing some pretty weird, crazy,
it's
murderous,
wild.
messed up shit going on in this hotel room that he's filming everything in. So that was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that whole part. It's funny because I played this in just over a day and a half, and it was a week ago. So now I'm just kind of remembering all this stuff as we're going back through it. But yeah, it makes me want to go more into, is it Remedy? Is that the studio?
Yep.
Yeah, so I still need to play Control for sure, and then Alan Wake 2. So yeah, those are definitely going to be added to the backlog, so you can assign me those. Did you play the second one?
I have not.
Okay.
Funny enough, my PlayStation Plus or whatever, I think runs out next month or the month after, and I guess this month's free game was Alan Wake 2, so I might have to plow through that here soon.
Yeah, remember, you don't own it. You just own a license.
Hey, that's why I got to plow through it soon before I no longer have it.
Yep. Yeah, I don't imagine it's too intensely long. Like, that's not one they're going to
I'm going to guess it's between 12 and 15 hours.
Yeah, it's not going to turn into an open world game. I mean, I guess they're quasi open world, but
I really hope it's not a open world game.
That's what I'm saying. You can't take that game and turn it into an Ubisoft sandbox kind of thing. But yeah, so thumbs up on Alan Wake's American Nightmare. If you can score that one on the cheap, I'm sure you can on Steam sales, or God, if it's still
you could probably get it for
somewhere in your Xbox library backlog or back pass or what have you.
I actually just wanted to check right now while we're talking, because it probably is now over, but yeah,
autumn sales done.
Yeah, it was also it was on Humble Bundle. The entire Remedy
backlog or
Oh,
whatever.
right, you mentioned that. Yeah.
Yeah,
you
it was
did.
all the Max Payne, because I also did Max Payne. It was all the Max Payne games. It was Alan Wake. I think either Alan Wake 2 or there was like a super cheap coupon for Alan Wake 2, American Nightmare, Quantum Break, and Control. So you actually could have
Nice.
picked them all right up together, but it looks like that is since ended.
I still have my physical PC copy of Max Payne 1 from college,
Damn.
and it just got ported on Portmaster to Linux, so I can now play Max Payne 1 on any number of small emulation handhelds that surround me, and you could too. Just think about that.
Ooh.
Your little Game Boy Advance SP, Ambernick, you could be playing Bullet Time Max Payne on that bad boy, where he has the constipation need to shit look throughout the entire game.
I loved that game. I played that on PS2 when it first came out, and I don't think I ever played the second one. I never played the third one, but that first game I remember getting when it was new, and I played the hell out
Oh,
of
the
that.
third one I just played. I bought that at I think I bought it at SoCal or like maybe even Portland. Came across it for like $3, and I think it was Adam Square Painter who told me that was a must play because that was a Rockstar game actually. And
Yeah,
that was
I've heard it was
great.
really good.
Oh, if only we had a show where I could tell you to play it, but that's for another day, I suppose. And we're
I
not
guess
doing
so.
assignments this week. So
No.
that was mine. Yours was something that I've been pushing out into the ether, trying to get anybody who will listen to me to watch for a while now. And now that you were finally in a position where I could force you to watch it, what did you watch?
Yeah, you assigned me the 2004 documentary "I Like Killing Flies" by Matt Mahurin. I probably butchered his last name, but holy crap!
One man show documentary, right? So it's
Yes, yep.
him and a camera kind of thing.
Yep, him and a camera interviewing the proprietor of Shopson's General Store,
Kenny Shopsin.
Kenny Shopsin. This documentary was amazing.
Yay! All right. Well,
I'm gonna just put it right out there, right at the top. It was so good. I enjoyed this greatly. So the documentary, I've already said it's called "I Like Killing Flies." I believe
Yeah,
I
I'll let
did.
you
If
sell
I
it.
didn't, yeah, it takes place in oh god, I
Greenwich
guess
Village.
yeah, I was just the time frame. I want to say it was early 2000s. I want to say because it came out in 2004. So
no, it's filmed
or 14,
over the
2014.
No, it's filmed over the course of like 2002, 2003. It's very much post 9/11.
Okay,
New
that's
York
what
City.
I thought. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it came out in 2004, time frame 2002, 2003, and it follows this gentleman, Kenny Shopsin, who owns this restaurant in Greenwich Village. It's a very tiny restaurant. I believe he had been running it since the mid 70s, 30 some odd years at this point. Very ornery old man. If he liked you, he liked you. If you made him mad, he would kick you right out of his restaurant. He had 3 rules written on his menu, which I actually ended up buying his cookbook that arrived this past week, and it actually has a copy of his menu from his restaurant, so you could see exactly what was
that's
in
awesome.
there. Yeah, his 3 rules off the top of my head: no more than 4 people. If you had 5 people, you would be kicked out. He didn't care if you said, "Oh, well, we'll just be a party of 3 and a party of 2." Nope, you're all gone. Try again tomorrow. His second rule was no cell phones. If you took your cell phone out or you took a phone call, get out. And his third rule, which I think is kind of funny, and I do appreciate it. His third rule was you are not allowed to order the same thing as the person you're with. You needed to order
2 different items. Yeah.
Yep.
You can't both get a cheeseburger.
Yep, and you also
Well, you can both get a cheeseburger because God knows he has a million different burgers. But
I guess there's more than 3 rules because he also had. There's one other rule and it just slipped my head, but yeah. So he actually had like 4 or 5 different rules that you had to follow. This
even so much as they had a poem that had been written about his policy was emblazoned on the side of the building. about being a party of 5 and not being welcome. I love that.
So this, I don't know if the issues were happening before Matt had started filming it or if it happened during, but during the course of filming this documentary, Kenny loses his restaurant. Someone new bought the building that his restaurant had been in since the 70s, and the person said that they were only going to.
It's post 9/11 development Manhattan. Yeah. It's gentrification happening at his door, kind of thing.
Yes, and the new owner said that he would give him a 1-year lease. His previous owner was giving him, I think, 5-year leases, and Kenny was saying, like a 1-year lease doesn't work for anybody. It's kind of an issue. So he decided to not sign the 1-year lease at a extremely jacked up price, and it's following him trying to fight growth. Kenny, I believe someone may have even said in the documentary, like I don't want to say he hated success, but he tried to avoid success as much as he could. He was happy with his tiny, dingy, gross, and for all intents and purposes, it was a gross looking restaurant.
It would have definitely been at home on the early years of Triple D, where there was an actual dive. Yeah, for sure.
It also may have been home on some of the earlier episodes of Gordon Ramsay's Kitchen Nightmares.
I don't. Kenny would have put up with his shit for 5 seconds, though. Think about that.
I would have paid to see that.
Yeah,
but no, it just goes through this guy's life and how he created this, and his menu is 6 full pages. He makes everything from he makes breakfast all day. He makes
It's not
soups.
just 6 pages though. You can't undersell it like that. It's 6.
It's 6 pages with about 250 items on each page.
It's insanity. And it's also presented in kind of a.
It's a it's a haphazardly slapped together, like very clear that someone that didn't have a graphic design background tossed this together. Like it was
or suffered
homemade.
Some sort of psychotic break. I'm not really sure which, but it could have been
probably
either.
Little column A, little column B.
Yeah.
But so Kenny decided the reason why he had so many things that he did was because he realized with a few ingredients he could create so many different things. There wasn't it wasn't that hard for him to make a lot of these things if he had a few ingredients on hand. He was known for creating some weird stuff like the postmodern pancake, which I really want to try at some point. So a postmodern pancake was he would make pancakes and toss them on the flat top.
So this is referred to in the movie, but
yes.
You have the cookbook now, so I don't know what it actually is because he only names it by name. So I'm very curious about this.
Yes.
Now.
So postmodern pancake is he makes his pancakes, which spoiler alert, and this was only if you read the cookbook. Kenny does not make his own pancake batter. He said he spent like 30 years trying to make homemade pancake batter, and it never came out the way that he wanted it to. So he used up until the day he died, which another spoiler alert, he died. About 10 years ago at this
17,
point.
I think.
Okay, so 8 years ago at this point. He used frozen Aunt Jemima's batter. I never knew that there was a frozen batter, but apparently there is.
Neither did I.
I know of like frozen pancakes, but I didn't realize that, batter came frozen too. But so he used Aunt Jemima's frozen pancake batter, and that was his base for everything. And then he created, a ton of pancakes.
I can see that being pancakes. That could very much be like a product that comes in from Cisco in a 5-gallon drywall bucket kind of thing.
And it probably is. Yeah. So a postmodern pancake is he takes that pancake batter, you make pancakes, toss it on the griddle, make them up, and then you cut up those pancakes, and then you put them inside pancake batter, and then you make those pancakes with already cooked pancakes inside it.
Okay.
It's like Pancakeception.
Right. To what end is, I guess, what I would say, but
because that's what
you
Kenny
don't argue
did.
with artists and genius.
Yeah. So there was, I wrote it down somewhere. I thought, actually,
the
no,
names
I found
of
it
the
right
dishes
here.
are a lot of fun on a lot of.
Yeah. So a lot of there's like blisters on my sisters, which is a play off of a Frank Zappa.
Yeah. Figured you'd like
song
that
lyric.
One.
Yeah. And then he has a lot of sandwiches and things that he named after his regulars that he enjoyed. So he'd, name stuff after them. someone, and this is funny, it's kind of the same thing. I related to him on this. I've had people ask me, because when I had my bakery, I like to create weird things or just fun things. And that's where I kind of felt some kinship here with Kenny. Like I could see myself in him in a little bit being like, oh yeah, sometimes it's just fun to create. And I used to have people ask me, have you ever, tried to create something that didn't work? And it's like, yeah, absolutely. Like that's, you don't usually lead with that. You usually lead with the stuff that worked. But Kenny was talking about in the movie, and I don't know if he considered it a success or not.
If you want to go into the analogy that he uses there for that whole thing.
I'm not going to go into the full analogy. I'll give the quote.
He says a friction that occurs in fusion cooking, and it doesn't always work.
So he said, I'm going to say the first part of this quote before he goes into it. Kenny was known for his very colorful language and his comparisons that he drew. But he had said, there's a lot of things in our menu. If you put it together, you can go someplace I've never been. I took a banana boat and I put bananas in it. And I took an ice cream scoop and I made pulled pork and coleslaw in like an ice cream sundae. And I called it a barbecued banana split.
Yep.
He doesn't say whether or not, like, as far as I know, I looked on his menu and it wasn't on the menu, but he didn't say if this was one of those things that didn't work or did work, but I'm going to guess it didn't. I can't imagine pulled pork, coleslaw, and banana.
I believe that was right before he went into, the part about fusion cooking not always working out. Yeah.
I'll skip the middle part of it. He said, there's a friction that occurs when you put an ingredient in a proper dish. That's the basis for all fusion cooking, is that there is a friction that's caused by putting the wrong food in the wrong place. And sometimes it works, but not always.
Yep. There you go.
And so he created mac and cheese pancake, which I have the recipe for, which looks really interesting, and I kind of really want to try it.
I've had bacon and cheese pancakes, and those are delicious, so I can't figure why mac and cheese pancakes would really be bad. And he had a ton of different, pancake varietals. I'm sure
he has
half of them are in the book.
35 pancake varieties he made, and he literally would. He had some customers that would say, like, sometimes they would get things they didn't order, but it was just like, this is what Kenny decided that you were having today. So you either just had it. There was one guy that said he went there all the time and it was something with like cashew chicken or something. It was some type of dish.
He ordered Noah's cashew chicken. It was literally the guy's name. The dish was on the menu named after him. And he said it was good.
There's no cashews.
There was something off about it. And he hears
Noah
behind him, and he's just like put a pan full of cashews on top of his plate.
Kenny's standing in the kitchen whispering the guy's name, just hands him a bunch of cashews. Like, so this, I could talk about. I could do a whole episode on this, and at some point, I think like it'd be fun to just talk about his cookbook and maybe even have both of us try cooking up some of his dishes from the cookbook and see what we think about them. But It was such a good documentary. He is such a colorful character. His wife, Eve, she seemed like, and from the cookbook that I have is also kind of a book in itself. There's a lot of like reflection and stuff on it. The book was written, sadly, after Eve had died. So Eve actually died during the filming of the documentary.
I was gonna say, it was like, at least before it was released, because they closed the movie in memoriam of her, kind of thing.
They once they move, spoiler alert, once they moved to the new location for the restaurant, Eve had died when they were moving into the new place. So she had actually died during filming of
I did not realize that. And that's why you don't get any follow where they are now kind of thing. It really leaves you wanting to know what's going on with them.
Yeah, so I think the director wanted to finish up the story, but it does seem like once you get towards the end, there wasn't, as you said, there wasn't a ton of closure, there wasn't a ton of follow-up. I think it was because he wanted to wrap his story up and obviously let the family grieve or do what they needed to do. But Eve, I can't remember what the dish was, but she created a dish that she really enjoyed, and she would basically, I wouldn't say force, but like told customers like, this is what you should have. And the reason why she wanted them to do that, and this was you got to take it all with a grain of salt and see who these people are. And she wanted them to do that. And this part of the movie made me gag a little bit, but it's like, you know what? It is what it is. But she wanted them to order that because they gave huge portions at Shopson's, and people generally didn't finish their stuff. So she would want them to order what she wanted because she would eat their leftovers that they left on the table. And both her and Kenny, there are multiple scenes in the documentary where you see them just picking at food that customers have left on the table.
Yeah.
And
he has no shame about that whatsoever.
No, neither of them did. And to go to today, Kenny's gone, Eve is gone, but his son Zach, who has he had 5 kids, and all 5 of them worked at the restaurant with them. It was a very family centric. They all seemed to enjoy working with each other. They gave each other so much shit, as family does. But I believe Zach, who I think was the oldest son, he's now running Shopsins still in New York City. And I think the rest of the family is still helping out. I don't think they all work there full time, but the entire family still helps out with the restaurant. So I was kind of hoping, I'm going to New York City next August to be able to go out there, but sadly they're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays, and I'm going to be out in New York City on Monday and Tuesday, so I will not have the chance to poke my way out there. But yeah, I believe the documentary used to be on Netflix itself, and then Netflix lost the licensing, or the director lost the licensing.
Netflix,
so it's back. I know
early streaming Netflix.
Yes, from what I read, until very recently, it was stuck in a licensing limbo, and it was not available on DVD. It wasn't available physically until I believe late last year, early this year, where Oscilloscope Laboratories, which is the company that MCA, the Beastie Boys, created for movie distribution and stuff, they acquired the rights to it. So now it's actually got physical copies again. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere.
They have
a lot of cool stuff.
They did the 12 O'Clock Boys documentary from Baltimore.
Yep.
That's how I was familiar with them. And then you pointed out that this physical release was out, which I have since bought this week. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah, I also did. And it should be here hopefully in the next couple of days. And I'll probably have to end up watching that again just because will be in 1080p and it comes with special features.
I want to check out the special features. I think it's important to, or maybe you can disagree with me here. I don't know, but you present him as this lovable cook, kind of slob guy. He's a little rough around the edges, and he's all those things, but he's also fiercely intelligent.
Oh, he seems he seems like an incredibly smart guy. A couple of the things that he said.
Point, and he's self-admittedly totally effed up. Total head case. He says he went to psychoanalysis for 5 days a week for 14 years or something.
Yeah.
Every single day from 4 or 5 o'clock at the restaurant, the in-between time, he would go to a shrink. But he gets into a lot of his, what he calls half-baked philosophies, and his I don't know if you remember his whole spiel about being a piece of shit is kind of.
I've got that right in front of me, and I was going to read that to take us out on this because I think it's a great monologue. If I remember, I think this was right towards the beginning of the documentary where he gave this talk too. I could be wrong, but so he said, the first duty of everybody in life is to realize that they're a piece of shit, selfish and self-centered and not very good. You're willing to sacrifice 20,000 people in another country just so you can go to a Wings concert. You sacrifice the lives of 100,000 Chinese female babies just so you can rent this fucking camera and do your stupid art projects. He's speaking directly to the director that is, filming him right then. No problem. You're a piece of shit. Once you realize you're a piece of shit, it's not so hard to take, because then you don't have this feeling that you're a good person all the time. And let me tell you something. Feeling like you're a good person all the time is like having a brand new car with no scratches on it. It's a real responsibility which is almost impossible to live up to. Being a piece of shit and then occasionally doing something that's good and true is a much easier place to be. I think that's really important, and I always try to raise my kids to understand that they are not that terrific. And that not being that terrific, that's okay. Because most people who say that they're terrific, Bill Clinton, Cardinal Egan, anybody you want to talk about, they're not so terrific. Martha Stewart, they're not so fucking terrific either. And there's nothing wrong with being not so terrific. In fact, it's what the whole ballgame is about, being not so terrific and accepting it.
I think there's a lot of wisdom there that a lot of people could stand to heed some of Kenny's words these days. And just, I mean, in our self-obsessed, everybody's a product world, maybe, realizing that we're all kind of pieces of shit wouldn't be so bad.
Do good where you can. And
Yeah,
I think that's
his
a good
idea.
place
Yes,
to.
I love the analogy about being a perfect person or a good person is like driving a car, a brand new car
You
with
can't
no
screw up.
scratches.
You can't do
It's
anything
a
wrong.
lot of responsibility, and this is we're talking. This was recorded 15 years before any idea of cancel culture or any nonsense like that. I mean, he's just saying the same thing. Just be a good person for Christ's sakes. That's not that you don't have to be perfect. Just be decent.
And right now, with where we sit, and as you said, this could be recorded at any time because everything's great. Even if you're not that good of a person, right now is a great time to try and do some good for somebody somewhere out there. We're coming
but
up
also,
very.
you just give yourself a fucking break too. They don't have to live up to
you
these
don't need to be perfect.
impossible standards of the Instagram world that other people are selling you that isn't real kind of bullshit. Like, just give yourself a break too, and just try and do something true and decent and good once in a while. That's great fucking advice, man. To me,
it is, and it's something that I think, like you said, we all need to kind of internalize.
Yeah.
But
so it's gotten all serious in the wisdom of Kenny Shopsin. But yeah, I'm so glad that you enjoyed that. I really am, because I've been screaming to anybody that'll listen that I love that documentary, and it's extremely food centric too. We should mention.
It is. The food looks delicious. Like I said, like seeing some of the ways that he did things. And I mean, we both have worked in food service. We see how things are done. So none of it was surprising, but seeing it, filmed in a documentary.
Yeah. I mean, you're oversimplifying it a little bit, when you're saying that, he's got this many ingredients can be stretched to this many dishes, which is the background of any restaurant. Chicken breast can be put into 5 different things, shrimp can be put into 5 different things, any of that. But he definitely takes that to the extreme. But on the other end of that too, I definitely feel a kinship with him here. He was soup obsessed, apparently. It would have up to like 15 soups on the menu at any given time, which I love. As we sit here in soup season, I bought 3 soups tonight. We bought 3 soups tonight at the Polish market. We got pickle soup, which is incredible. Sounds weird, not weird at all. The missus picked up a pumpkin and chorizo soup.
Yep.
And the kiddo got tomato and pasta, which it was very good, just not very exciting.
Nice. Well, as we had said, it looks like we're probably running a little over on time, but
we're getting there. No, we got break time to cut out where you lost your internet.
Yeah.
But,
so
no, that's pretty much it. But I'm so glad, as I was saying, that you enjoyed it.
Yeah, I wholeheartedly loved it. I recommend anyone to watch it. We're not going to have any assignments this week with travel stuff coming up, so we're gonna let everyone can have a free week. You can all watch and play whatever you want to play this.
And it's only like an hour and 10 minutes or something. It's pretty short.
Yeah, I think it was like an hour
20?
15.
Yeah.
If you can find it streaming somewhere, I don't know if it's streaming.
It's
please.
on Billy Billi is Chinese YouTube, and I saw it there, so you can stream it there if you can.
All right, well there we go.
Either do that at a computer,
or see if your local library has it to bring this full circle.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, you've. It's no, I looked. It is on Canopy. So
there we go.
If you have a library card that gets you access to Canopy, which many library cards will, that's their streaming service, and it is on there. So yeah, support your local library by watching this movie.
Perfect. Well, I think that's all we've got for tonight. So I will see you next week, and I will talk to the rest of you next week.
I'll be picking you up from the airport a week from now. Sweet.
Go get some morning hot dogs.
Damn right.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon, and thank you everyone for joining us once again for We Don't Have It Yet. Thank you for listening, and we love you.
Bye-bye.